Welcome back to Amateurs. We're in the dead of winter. Mary's colder than ice, so we need something to warm us up. How about a stout from Bottle Logic? We're filming this February 23rd, everybody, and it is raining, pouring, cold. Mary's so cold, she said, let's get a stout, get a blanket. So here we have Bottle Logic's Transmitten Color. This is a barrel-aged Imperial Stout, but it's been aged in tequila barrels, everybody. And then they put it in bourbon barrels, just for good measure. They finished this with Mexican coffee and cinnamon, Mary.
That sounds so good.
That's the Cafe de Olla part of the stout. Mary's going to cover the ABV while I read the notes here. Don't adjust your television set. This magnanimous brewing collaboration stout decodes the chrominance signal of Cafe de Olla, broadcasting bold Mexican Bella Vista coffee and Ceylon cinnamon frequencies, while multi hues of sweet piloncillo are saturated by beams of tequila and bourbon and transmission. I'm assuming those are a type of chilies, the piloncillo?
Piloncillo.
I'm assuming it's chilo, but you could be right.
Cillo.
You want to read?
Piloncillo.
I'll read the food pairings for this. The food pairings are queso chihuahua, birria de chivo, and concha. We had birria tacos today.
We did.
So this is paired with
Perfect.
that. It does say drink fresh. This is from 2020, just so everyone is aware. The first time they made it, and I assume the last time they made it. Forgot this was a collaboration, so this is pretty cool. Collaboration with Magnanimous Brewing. It has been cellared, so we'll see if the tequila has aged out of it, if there's any coffee left, if there's any of that chocolate left from that base stout. How are you feeling about tequila with your bourbon?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm into this.
This will warm you right up.
I'm into this. I love this. I don't even care if it tastes like shit. If there's tequila and bourbon in it, I love it already.
It does have the old school alcoholometer, so you're going to have to cover that up as well. But yeah, I'm excited to get to it. She's excited to get to it. So that's enough talking. Let's get to drinking.
Rick's going to avert his ojos while I pour this.
Yeah, Mary's going to open up the beer and pour it.
This is my bottle opener.
Mary's going to open up the beer and pour it while I avert my eyes. She's got her own personal bottle opener here.
It's nice.
I am tentative about this beer.
Why?
I had it as a like a preview keg at a bar back when they were doing that, and it tasted amazing. So amazing, I said I'm gonna go buy 2 bottles. Bought 2 bottles from Bottle Logic. Tasted way different out of the bottle than it did on the tap. Way different. So what's this gonna taste like? I'm not sure. It's been aged 3 years-ish at this point. So this is gonna be interesting. Let's go to the nose. Okay, right off the bat, I'm getting a little bit of chocolate. And then barrel, I'm assuming tequila coming through too. There's a little bit of like a almost like an oakiness or like an alcohol bite to it. I'm not a huge tequila fan. I like bourbon. That's why I usually prefer the bourbon barrel aged stouts. But tequila, not high on my hard alcohol list.
It smells weird.
This is very similar to the smell I remember the last time I had a bottle of this.
Hold on, please. I keep wanting to smell some kind of chili.
Alcohol? Or
And they didn't promise that. And when I think of Mexican food, Mexican coffee, or not Mexican coffee, but any kind of Mexican food, obviously I think of chili, and I shouldn't be thinking of that. They're just using
cinnamon coffee.
They're just using Mexican coffee. They're not using. It's not pairing well with Mexican food. It's just Mexican coffee.
Yeah, it says sweet piloncillo, so I guess those aren't chili. They're chilies. They're something else.
Should I look
Maybe
it up?
that's the type of coffee.
I'm gonna look it up.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll come back with piloncillo.
Piloncillo.
All right, we're back from the Googles. The pronunciation is piloncillo, which makes sense. I was doing more of an Italian thing with it. And it is actually unrefined cane sugar,
Mm-hmm.
which is interesting because people call it Mexican brown sugar. Not really brown sugar, because brown sugar is just white sugar with a little bit of molasses added.
Mm-hmm.
This is unrefined cane sugar, which you put in your big vats and you're cooking and, you know, melt it down, and it adds a sweetness to it. So it's not chilies. So there you go.
Perfect. Well, yeah, I made the mistake of looking for a chili while I was smelling it, and I wasn't getting it, and that's why I made those faces, I'm sure.
I definitely think after smelling it more, the tequila is what I'm getting. Those tequila barrels, it's definitely adding something to that regular bottle logic barrel aged smell.
It's definitely a barrel, like a oaky, woody barrel. I don't know if I'm getting any kind of alcohol barrel, but definitely a wood barrel.
Could this be the first time Bottle Logic lets Mary down?
No, but kind of boring.
After letting it sit on my tongue, I get the tiniest bit of cocoa, a little bit of sweetness, not a lot of barrel. The barrel has tamed down so much since the first time that I had this out of the bottle. So much. Little bit of cinnamon, but not a whole lot. Not a lot of heat either. It's been 3 years, so this is gonna really throw me off with the ABV. I mean, you could hand me this. This might be in my head. I'm like thinking like, well, it's bourbon barrel aged, maybe 12%, but I'm sure it's a little higher than that. But I'm gonna get there in a little bit.
It tastes like pencils. It tastes like pencils. It tastes like woody, leady pencils.
A lot of that barrel's coming through then for you.
Yeah, but also a little bit of leather, but mostly wood. I get a little bit of the alcohol kick at the end, but I have to search for it.
There's a nice warming feeling to it in your mouth.
Yeah.
Especially because it's cold right now.
I mean, let me look at this over here. Yeah, I don't get a lot of coffee or cinnamon like it promises.
Well, though the thing is, you have to remember this is 3 years old now, so those flavors die over time. That's why it says drink fresh.
Well, what's
Coffee
left?
dies over time. Cinnamon dies over time. The stout, the barrel, the tequila, the bourbon, all that stuff.
All I get is the barrel, the wood barrel. Can I ask a dumb question?
Yeah.
How do they put a liquid in a wood barrel if it's slats of wood? There has to be a little bit of. How does the
sealed.
liquid from the inside, so the liquid's not touching the wood ever?
No, the cracks are sealed.
Oh, just the cracks are sealed.
They've been making kegs since the beginning of time. They're pressed together really tight with those metal bands.
That's wild that they're pressed so together that they just never leak.
Sure,
but I guess like
at some point, but it's a sign. I mean, they have it down.
I'm not like doubting it.
This has happened for hundreds
no,
of years.
I'm not doubting it, but I'm like, how do they do that? Like, that's wild. Let me chew it.
All right, it's time for the big chew.
I think at the very beginning, I get a little bit of a tequila kick. I'm not a huge tequila fan either, but I think it doesn't taste like a bourbon barrel. It tastes like a tequila kick at the beginning. But then that's it. I don't get coffee. I don't get cinnamon. They know what they're talking about when they say cellar or drink fresh, because I can't even really blame them because we're the ones who didn't listen. I mean, I can't say Bottle Logic and Magnanimous, you did a bad beer because this doesn't promise the coffee and the cinnamon. Well, we cellared it and you told us not to. Sorry.
As someone that has had it fresh, both out of a bottle and on tap, the keg I had was glorious. It was cinnamon, coffee, just delectable goodness. The bottle, totally boozy, nasty tequila.
Really?
And that's what this is now. It's not nasty anymore because it's been tamed down. This is drinkable now. Before drinking this, it was a bit of a chore for me. The first bottle I
Do
had.
you think that I would have liked it?
Maybe, but you would have been let down because the tequila was so overpowering. You couldn't get much coffee or cinnamon.
You know, I like a good alcohol, even if it is tequila.
But it was more the tequila taste, not the booziness.
Oh, yeah, tequila tastes like a hangover and vomiting all night to me.
All that being said, Mary, what are you gonna rate this beer? Bottle Logic's finally let you down.
They haven't let me down because if you don't want the rest of this bottle, I will happily drink the rest of this bottle. I wish that I had this fresh in the bottle or on top. I don't mind. I think that we were a little bit of foolish. I mean, we didn't plan on doing this, obviously, but we can't deduct them points because they told us not to sell it and we cellared it, and we chose to drink it 3 years later. They told us to drink it fresh. It's not their fault. I don't know.
My whole thing is I think I enjoy it more now than I did then out of the bottle.
But not on top. Not from top.
No, and that was a special preview keg specifically.
Well, that's what they're saying. Like, you gotta drink it as fresh as possible.
Okay, well, we're talking about the difference of weeks.
From the what are those big things called? From the big vat things. I don't know. You gotta drink it right from the teat.
Suckle at the teat. And only then will you get the purest form of this beer.
Let me see if I can taste any kind of like base stout or anything like that. Hold on. Hopefully, I don't think it's a horrible beer. I wish that I got a little bit more of the bourbon barrel, and I wish that I did get coffee and cinnamon, but that's my fault. I'm getting the tequila barrel, and I like the taste of that. And it is a good base stout. I'm getting that. I'm getting the tequila barrel, and then I'm getting the base stout, and not a bad beer at all. Not horrible. It's not a drain pour. I would, like I said, I would drink the rest of this bottle if he doesn't want the rest of it. I give it a 4 because it is good, but like I'm saying, like I wish I had it fresh.
I'm gonna give this a 3.75. Was not my favorite out of the bottle. It has improved since then, but still not even close to my favorite beer from Bottle Logic. Not even close to my favorite bourbon barrel aged stout. But a good try, and if it came out again, I would try it just to review it again to see how the new techniques they have there and the new. I'm assuming they would tweak it a little bit. See how that would come out.
So
it's
your turn. What is the ABV on this beer?
How many decimal points?
2, right? Yeah, 2.
2. It's been mellowed out for 3 years. I remember it feeling pretty boozy and tequila-y when it first came out. There's 2 numbers that are floating in my head that are just sitting there. One's 12.84, the other one's 13.24. I'm gonna go with 13.24.
So wrong. Just go higher. Just guess again, go higher.
It's way higher?
Way higher.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I remember this being really boozy.
Yeah.
Alright.
You had me scared for a second.
15.8.
Okay, wait, not that much higher.
Oh, geez. You said way higher.
Well, a percentage
That's
is
not
a
way
lot.
higher. No.
Go 1% higher.
13.35.
Didn't you just say 13.84?
14.54.
All right. It is 14.72.
I'm the worst of this game.
No, you'll get there.
I'm the worst of this game.
Just drink a little bit more beer, maybe. I remember when I was new at a beer too. I remember.
Alcohol percentage is tricky. You have some kind of weird gift or sixth sense for it. Especially something like this where it's been sitting around for 3 years and mellowed out.
Yeah.
Really hard to tell what alcohol is in here. To me, this tastes like a 12% beer.
I think that I would probably say the same because they use 2 different types of alcohol barrels and all I get is tequila.
Mm-hmm.
But then I would think that too, like all I'm getting is tequila and they did put bourbon barrels. They used bourbon barrels, so it has to be higher. I'm not getting the bourbon anymore, so this has to be a little bit higher than I would think. I would probably think a 12 or 13 also. But then I would think, where's the bourbon? It's got to be up. It's got to be a little bit higher because I'm not even tasting the bourbon. That's how my fucked up mind works. Sorry.
Whew. Transmitting color. What a weird and interesting journey it has been.
It's our fault. It's our fault.
Yeah, it just goes to show you that in certain ways, aging a beer can be good or bad. It's just, I think it depends on how you feel about it, because you think you're missing out on something, and I'm sitting here telling you you're not missing out on much.
But they meant for you to taste this fresh, and they obviously know what they're doing. So maybe it didn't. Maybe it didn't taste good for you because maybe you just didn't like these flavors together. But maybe I would have liked those flavors together. Maybe I needed to taste this out of the bottle, and I would have enjoyed tequila, bourbon, coffee, and cinnamon.
Yeah, this is one of those beers that I tasted in 2020 and just cellared the other bottle and was like, well, this has got to end sometime. Maybe Rafa and I will film it one day, and then we never did. So here we are.
This has got to end sometime. This horrible taste has got to end sometime.
Oh, I meant COVID.
Oh.
Because it was brewed in 2020.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love the colors on it, the rainbow. I remember not liking the bottle when it came out. Just that preview keg was so good. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. It was interesting. Not a fan of tequila barrels, I would say.
I like this beer. I think I would give it probably a 4.5 if it was fresh.
Yeah, it's not.
But I have no idea.
3.75 is about good for me. That's going to do it for today's beer review. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to click that bell icon. You'll be notified when we upload new videos. Subscribe. It helps us out. You're here anyway. Go ahead. Just click that. It's free. Doesn't do you any harm. And like the video. What's that going to do? It's not going to hurt you. Leave a comment below what beers you want to see us review in the future, or what Cafe de Olla stouts that you enjoy. But until next time, we're the Brewers, trying every beer from around the world. One sip at a time.